Private Samuel Sheffield, 1st New York Regiment. Lieutenant David Bill Fellows, Continental Congress, Hayes' Regiment. Lieutenant Joseph Fenton, 13th Massachusetts. Henry Glover, Hillsborough, New Hampshire. Captain Abraham Godwin, Marine, Captain of the Barge, Navy, Washington. Captain Henry Godwin, 5th New York Regiment. Jacob Grover, 10th Pennsylvania Regiment. Private Jesse Higgins, Captain Samuel Wiley, 3rd Connecticut Regiment. Private Abner Hill, 2nd Maryland. Private Charles Hubbard, 2nd Maryland.
Private Nathaniel Johnson, bring up to 13, they have to do. Assistant Surgeon General, General William Donat. Prime and low. Running fire from the right to the left. Make ready. Reset. Fire. Prime and low. Fire. Prime and low.
Lower your arms. Shoulder your fire line. Round of applause. Now for our first remarks, I'd like to introduce Will Tatum, who's our Dutchess County historian.
First opportunity to give a stump speech in office. So I hope you all bear with me. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
I've never normally had a problem with volume. Hopefully that'll continue to be the case today. So today we are gathered on this spot to commemorate an unbroken chain of sacrifice that links us today to the very earliest generations of this country. Beneath our feet lie the mortal remains of our first and our greatest generation. Men not that different from our soldiers fighting abroad today, who answered the call of the nation in an emergency. Unfortunately, their time in service did not end with a happy homecoming, nor were they killed and buried on the site of a battle, which would probably have afforded them more attention over the ages. Instead, like most casualties from the dawn of time to the middle of the 20th century, they succumbed to disease and to wounds received in battle and skirmishes elsewhere. This in no way takes away from their sacrifice or their service, nor the significance of this ground. In fact, it serves only to increase it. As we all know, we are now in a period of global transition, with a new generation that is searching for what is real and significant in this world. What we have around us is unquestionably significant and relevant, a historical anchoring point which we must preserve for ourselves and for future generations. So as we pay homage to the fallen today, let us bear in mind and look forward to our continuing mission to preserve both the cemetery site and the surviving elements of the Fishkill Supply Depot, without a doubt the single most important Revolutionary War site that is not currently preserved. Thank you all very much for coming today.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Now I'd like to introduce someone who many of you know because she regularly attends our events and supports our cause, representing District 16, the towns of Beacon, East Fishkill, and Fishkill, Dutchess County Legislator Allison McCaver.
Thank you all, and thank you, Lance, and the officers and members of the Friends of the Fishkill Supply Depot, and the officers and members of the Fishkill Historical Society. I would like just to take a moment to read a very brief portion of an address that was given by Mrs. Catherine R. Wolcott Verplank, who was the regent of the Mazelda chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and this address was given in October of 1897. Here, in this field, close to where we are now gathered, those who died in yonder barracks and hospital lie buried. Hundreds of unmarked graves surround us. No headstones recall their resting places, and oh, the sorrow of it, no names are preserved to us. But God, who stirred those hearts to loyalty and patriotism, has their names recorded in the book of life. And in His good time, with their virtues be proclaimed and their works applauded. And soon that time, I hope, will come. Thank you.
I'd also like to introduce representing District 41, New York State Senator-elect for Putnam and Dutchess Counties, Terry Gibson.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today. I want to reach out and just be sure to thank all of the people and organizations that have clearly worked so hard over the years to preserve this sacred land. You're to be committed to your efforts. It strikes me now standing here that there are thousands and thousands of people driving by here now and every day that have no idea of the historic significance of this spot. I don't quite understand why New York State has not taken more interest in this spot, but as your new representative and as a Revolutionary War buff myself, I pledge to you now that you will not be alone in your endeavors anymore. I will work closely with all of you to make sure that this spot gets the recognition it deserves, that our veterans get the recognition that they deserve, and that our history gets the recognition that it deserves. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Where's Joey? Joey, come on up here. Many of you know Joey Cavaccini, a member of the Fishkill Historical Society. He asked if he could say a few remarks this morning. Joey?
Thank you. Now, I'm just going to read something because, honestly, I won't be able to remember anything that I wrote, or I'll be going, all day long. So,
Loud, Joey.
okay. Hello. My name is Joey Cavaccini, and I am a tour guide and historian for the Fishkill Historical Society. I am also the founder, president, and historian for my own organization, Historic Swordettville, which is raising awareness of the forgotten Wappinger hamlet of Swordettville. Ever since I started volunteering at the Van Wyck Homestead Museum 3 years ago, I have heard so much about this burial ground south of the homestead. This site is home to 700 to 1,000 Revolutionary War soldiers. America's first heroes are buried here and are forgotten. The burial ground takes up about 1.5 acres estimate. The total remaining site of the 70 acres is about 70 acres left of this historic, sacred site. And one day I would like to identify all of these forgotten America's first heroes, recognize this site, create an actual national, state, whatever, park, try to preserve this land, recreate the barracks, fence off the burial ground for future generations. The Van Wyck Homestead actually the Fishkill Historical Society is preserving the history of Fishkill for now 50 years. The Friends of the Fishkill Supply Depot have been trying to raise awareness of this site through events such as this and our Revolutionary War weekend. We have several dedicated members who have identified 28 people who are buried here. And I hope, as I said before, to identify all of them. So thank you all for coming out. This really means a lot to me and our two organizations and all the others organizations and people that are here today. So thank you very much.
Bravo. I'm Steve Lynch, president of the Historical Society, and I just got to correct one thing on Joey. He said something about there were 70 acres here in the supply depot, and there's 70 acres remaining. I think he was nervous. What he meant to say is there's only 11 acres of undeveloped property here. The more over there is taking over like 50 or 60 acres of the supply depot. This is the 11 acres that remain undeveloped. The Fishkill Historical Society, in conjunction with the Friends of the Fishkill Supply Depot, would love to somehow preserve these 11 acres and keep them forever preserved. Perhaps put a replica of the barracks here. Make it a mini Valley Fort. Valley Fort has all the huts for the soldiers.
We could put a replica of the hut here, the stables or something, and maybe even at the other end, maybe put a visitor center there, and it would be an ideal location for a Southern Dutchess Visitor Center right off I-84, and make this a nice historic site. I think someone, Mara Farrell, I think they quoted that this is really New York's Valley Forge. Okay? Now Valley Forge is a National Historic Site. I don't know how. There was no battle there, so we should fall into the same category as Valley Forge. There's no battle fought here. There are dead here, and we need to preserve this area. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, before we conclude, is there anyone else who would like to, who's brave enough to take the stump and say anything? Any remarks at all?
I'd like to make a quick one remark.
Sir, come on up.
I don't have to really go up here. I guess you consider this.
Well, come closer.
Yes, we consider this land contains our first MIAs. Basically, you know, since there have been MIAs in other battlefields, there are MIAs here, so that's really all I had to say.
That's right. His point was that these men that are on the ground here are our first MIAs, or missing in action. And you know, if we're committed to honoring the MIAs from the later wars, certainly these MIAs would qualify. Anyone else?
To their commanders, they were MIA.